goal for every teacher is to find fun and exciting ways to teach their content. Dr. Fanning did exactly that with a recent project.
Yeah, tape around it.
The purpose of this whole project is a couple different reasons. One, I wanted the children to have an opportunity to use energy, see how gravitational potential energy drives the downward momentum of the marble, and how they could see how the energy changed from the top into the bottom. And also one of our standards is engineering and building, so it gave them an opportunity to have a design. They did a blueprint design and then actually get the materials to put it together and see how that corresponds to their design.
The students had a lot of fun, but did they learn anything? And 6th grader Tucker explains what he learned.
Unit, we learned about energy. We learned about in this thing we're doing mainly gravitational potential energy. So we use that, we put it at top, and then we use the energy to top to make it go all the way down, because if we put like the thing right here, it wouldn't go all the way down. Instead it would just like stop because it wouldn't have enough energy.
They really enjoy putting it together. I think they like building it the most. We've used a lot of tape. They've enjoyed the colored tape. But it was just kind of a nice culminating activity that put everything together that we were learning. So it's always fun to do a big project like this.
From BBTV News, this has been Kira reporting.
Many students of Buffett are familiar with the haunted attraction on 17th and Cummings known as Mystery Manor. As we sat down with the owner, Wayne Seeley, we learned it is much more than your typical haunted house.
Mystery Manor is a haunted theater. The difference between a haunted theater and a haunted house is a haunted house basically is a 15-year-old that's going to get in your grill work, scream at you, and bang the drum loudly.
This year, Mystery Manor celebrates 35 years of business. Putting on the show year after year is a lot of work and definitely not a one-man job.
I've got great friends that are great artisans, from actors to designers to technicians. It's amazing because it's far further than anything I could do by myself.
Mystery Manor is one of the many options you have for Halloween entertainment, but Wayne Seeley is confident you won't be disappointed coming to his attraction.
I would say we got a 99% satisfaction rate. I cannot guarantee anybody's ever going to get scared. I can't guarantee anything. Our actors can be scary. They can be funny. They can be gross. Almost every wall is a door and almost every door is a wall. We've had 35 years to build back passages everywhere. We're above you, we're below you, and we're in every wall. And we're watching you all the way through the house. No matter where you go, there's nowhere to hide. You got a one-way walk into Neverland.
Here you go, Ava. Some of their
I don't look like a celebrity.
You can choose either a Snicker or a Smith.
Well, there's this thing called the COPA law. So it's really important that we're always being what we call on brand on our social media.
On that one, but we can work. I look at
All right, so I've been asked to try a peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich. I'm a little nervous, but I also am very adventurous, and so we're going to give this a shot. interesting. Salty, chewy. You can definitely taste both the peanut butter and the mayonnaise. It's not too bad. I wouldn't say it was terrible. Yeah, I don't mind it. So I would definitely eat this whole sandwich if I was hungry. I don't know that I would make it at my house. Like, ooh, I think I'll have a peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich. I don't think I would do that. But
Oh yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
It was fun to throw a pie at Mr. CK.
It was really fun, and if I could do it again, I definitely
Hey! Do the first and second. How do you want to do your offense today, Coach?
This past week, the annual PTO Chocobar Fundraiser kicked off.
Each day, students head down to the garden level to pick up more bars to sell. We talked to some of these bobcats to see what motivates them.
To pie Mr. CK. Smashing Mr. CK with a pie. Because one of the prizes was the pie Mr. CK. Because I really want to give Mr. CK a pie on the face.
Is he still working the same shift?
Our goal of recycling was just to help the building be a little more green, think green, not throw stuff away, and make it go to a better purpose.
It was to just help out at the school with stuff and to get it done on time. That's one thing, because we sometimes get pretty close to it being the end of the day and not being up there yet, but we usually get it done.
Coming today.
Students are getting shout outs from me. First of all, I want to shout out to Cassie Lucas. This is from Miss Haber. She says, Cassie is always focused on learning, ready to work, and eager to share. She exemplifies the Buffett High Five on a daily basis. From Miss Kitka, Holden Campbell on 5A, who stayed calm and went to go get a nurse when a student was choking in her classroom. That's pretty awesome. Miss Nora says, Peter Sabas, 7A, and Dylan Clausen, 7A, they have volunteered to be the lunchroom table helpers pretty much every day since the beginning of the year. What great role models and helpers. Jason Ong, 5th grader, always wears her lanyard, always kind, always hardworking, always has her homework done, always has her agenda and computer and a pencil. She epitomizes what the Bobcat Buffett high five would be.
From skate days was probably when it was my brother's birthday. He got like $50. He ended up spending like $30 just trying to get an animal. This was like 2 years ago though, and I put in $1 and like got it the first try for him, and then he got really mad that he like lost all his money.
When I was younger and I was first learning how to skate, my dad was holding on to me and like pushing me across the rink. And he let go of me because he thought I could do it by myself, but I didn't know how to stop, so I fell down and smacked into the wall.
When I went with my friends on Friday, and we were in the back of the corner, and our favorite song came on, and we started singing, and then we got kicked out halfway through.
Well, I've been to skate days a lot, but one of my favorite memories was I was there with my best friend, and her name's Tori, but she doesn't go here. And somebody left a whole plate of hot pizza out and nobody was there, so then we took it and then we we ran and then it fell on the parking lot and then I got really mad and yeah, that happened.
When I used to sneak in a playhouse and then like get caught but like hide inside of there so they wouldn't catch me, I guess.
Hi Bobcats, thanks for joining me for today's Eyes on Buffett, where we check out things going on in the lives of our Bobcats. Recently, our school has added several after-school STEAM clubs. For those unfamiliar with STEAM, it stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Mathematics. These clubs are open for 5th and 6th graders. The students have a lot of options to choose from. One of these clubs is called I Am Quilt Making. It is hosted by Miss Packard and focuses on creativity, sewing, and art part of STEAM. The club meets on Thursdays, and we have sent out a camera crew to get some footage.
Right?
Oh, my grandma be so disappointed at me. She taught me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm super excited about Buffett STEAM clubs. I think it gives the 5th and 6th graders a chance to meet some 7th and 8th grade teachers. It gives them a chance to do some weird technology stuff. They have a lot of different choices, so all of their learning styles are going to be met, and it's going to be super fun. What we are doing is making a quilt. So everybody's learning to sew a 9-patch block by hand. They're picking their own colors, and then when we have finished everybody creating their own patch, we are going to write a bio poem on top of it.
I think they're good for our school because like kids should need to learn science and math and things like that to progress in life.
I think it's gonna go really good, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and more people next year should join it.
Just walking. Why am I in the hallway? Everybody with me, come on.
Why are you in the hallway?
I needed to go check my hair in the mirror. It felt like it was just a little bit out of whack, so I fixed it. Now I look good again.
Do you have permission to be in the hallway?
Yeah, I wrote myself a pass in my agenda. I've got unlimited passes, which is kind of nice, and I gave myself a Bobcat buck for using my agenda properly, which was kind of cool. I have about 1,000 of them now. I'm going to buy a new car.
Okay. Why are you in the hallway?
Coming from a parent meeting.
Do you have a pass to be in the hallway?
I don't have a pass to be in the hallway.
Miss Lizwindowski.
I know. I failed.
I'm so disappointed. Why are you in the hallway? I'm in the hallway writing an interview article for journalism. Do you have a pass to be in the hallway? No, but I have permission. Whatever. Why are you in the hallway today?
Well, this is my plan period, so I needed to make some copies and get a cup of coffee so I'm ready for my students.
Do you have a pass to be in the hallway?
I don't have a pass, no. I think that my badge maybe counts as my pass today.
I don't know. I'm disappointed in you.
I'll work on always having a pass.
Okay.
Great.
In the hallway.
Because we're taking recycling.
Okay. Do you have a pass to be in the hallway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Many snow days and kids being out of school, and we were finishing up a topic on weather, climate, etc., and beginning one on energy, and I thought to myself, how about we have a snow day assignment? So what I asked them to do was create a snow sled luge, which is basically you're building a ramp to start with in the snow and a track that your sled will follow. So the idea was to get the kids thinking about potential energy, kinetic energy, force, motion, speed, acceleration. The goal of the project was to get them actively involved in science, even though we were not in the classroom, and give them an understanding that science is actually every day in our lives and you don't even know it.
Every single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
For Maggie going down our snow luge. This is Caitlin going on the snow luge.
Okay, you guys. He's my teacher of the week.
I'm Alyssa, and this is Clara and Frankie.
For the young men and women who decide to serve their country, the decision to enlist is not an easy one. However, it is often just as hard for their families.
Both my grandfathers actually cried the day I enlisted because they were present. My mom was not thrilled. It took me about a year to convince her because I enlisted at 17 and you have to have both parents.
I would say my mom was the hardest hit because I was the oldest, and also I think she had some separation anxiety and not knowing, you know, because one day you're like 18, and the next day you're away from home for the first time? And
they were hesitant because they had just, my mom and dad brought us away from the war, the Vietnam War, and my mom wasn't too pleased because she didn't want to, her bringing us out of that situation just for me to go in, so yeah, they weren't too happy about it.
Mixed emotions, because I was going to be away from home and that, and I had a little one on the way, but through it all, I think everybody was on board with the decision. And
when people think about serving in the military, they often picture the fighting, wars, and battles that are seen on the news. However, we learn from our veterans that there are many different roles you may find yourself in as a member of the United States military.
Responsibilities varied from job to job. During my deployment, I was originally deployed as logistics, sitting behind a computer, did it for 2 weeks, and then was stuck on a convoy support for the rest of that. I went through heavy weapons school and also tanker school.
Drawing blood, working in the laboratory, dealing with microbiology, parasitology, urinalysis, and blood bank. So it was a little mix of everything that was dealing with the laboratory and hospital setting. So, and a highlight to my career was actually working inside the Pentagon, drawing blood from 2- and 3-star generals.
I was with the admin actually, so what I did was I handled all the NJP cases that was brought up, which is the non-judicial punishment. I did all the legal work, the anything on the admin side, and as far as like emergency orders that they need, if they had an emergency back home, I would get that straight away for them, make sure they got funding, flight, make sure everything is booked, and just taking care of the Marines.
our unit was responsible. We were builders. I was in an engineering unit. I know some other branches of the military might call it a red horse. So our unit built things. We were in charge of building things like helicopter pads.
General William Sherman is famous for a very simple quote, "War is hell." This quote alludes to the very real sacrifice that veterans sign up for when enlisting in the military and deciding to serve their country.
I did. I was in Somalia. So we went in right after Black Hawk Down for Operation Continued Hope and Operation Restore Hope. The worst day was probably being fired at in Somalia and not knowing where it was coming from, where we were stationed or bunked. They call it Sniper Alley. So just hearing gunfire and not knowing where that gunfire is coming from is pretty scary.
And then I got stuck with a needle. So during the time when that was going on, it was during the big AIDS crisis and everything that was kind of going on. So then you have all this testing that you have to go on and make sure that you don't, get that. So I would say that was probably the worst time.
The hardest day for me was without a doubt when I was in Honduras. Very hot place, humid-wise, temperature-wise. Hot, beyond hot. And you're building helicopter pads, so now you're adding heat to concrete, which makes it even hotter. I had a situation where I wasn't drinking enough water, and salt pills and potassium, which is bad for your muscles in case you didn't know. So I had a situation where my legs, the thigh part of my legs, where your biggest muscles are, locked up on me, and I had to be carried out. I was out for 2 days because my legs just would not work. Without a doubt, one of the scariest times in my life. But
first day of the service for me, I had lost a friend of about a year. We were just outside Baghdad, and we were doing convoy support. We were lead vehicle. I was on the gunner. He was the driver. And we hit an IED, and he was pretty much killed instantly.
When asked if they would choose to serve again, every one of the Buffett veterans immediately said yes. This tells us that with all the difficult parts that come with the uniform, there are also numerous benefits.
Knowing that you're part of something that's bigger than yourself, that when you put it on, that you get recognized for who you are, and I would say that. And when you go somewhere, people know, hey, you know, he's who he is, and you know, he's something that's different than everyone else. So.
With the military, you build a camaraderie. It's kind of like any job. Teachers build friendships with teachers, others within the building. Military is no different, but there are people you every single day you see, you work with. They understand what you're going through. They understand what you do, and like if you have any issues, they're the ones you can go to.
That's part of serving for me. Besides, doing something with your country, for your country, is the friends that you make. I worked with a lot of guys that were involved in doing a lot of different kinds of construction kind of things. Really good with teaching you what they know, which has helped me considerably since I got out.
I wouldn't trade it for the world. I mean, speaking of world, I got to travel the world and what they promised me, but the hardest part is like being away from family. That was the worst part. But other than that, they promise you'll get to see the world, and you do get to see the world.